I'm so sorry. My mic was muted from here, and whatever I teach you, that's not recorded. But don't worry, I will teach you in short or summary format that will be more clear for you. Okay? Don't worry, dear. Don't worry. I will teach you. Basically, in this step, find the minimal but complete representation of state. We understand we are using the dry principle. It is a principle that's working on the don't repeat yourself. We are not using one code base multiple times. We are using abstractions at that time in another programming languages. In this application, we are using component for this same and for checking our data like product, what are the things that we are doing like pieces of data, and we are trying to understand which component will be our props or which component will be worked as a state. Basically states work very closely just like local storage of data that's controlled by the child components or called parent component also too. And when the when the parent component want to send data to child component, that's send it through the props. When child components want to send data to parent components, at that time we are using states management. All right, that's similar. Now it's time to understand, identify where state is should lie. After identifying your app minimal state data, you need to identify which component is responsible for changing the state or owns the state. Remember, React use one-way data flow, passing data down the component hierarchy from parent to child component. It may not be identically clear which component should own what state. This can be challenging if you are new to this concept, but you can figure it out by following steps. For each pieces of state in your application, identify every component that renders something based on the state. Actually, I'm feeling guilty. Actually, I explained a lot for last 15 minutes, but I not able to. I don't know why I feel forget to start this audio. I wasted. It's waste my energy. I don't think so. It's waste my energy. Actually, do you really think so, Prince? Anyone study with you right now? It's 5 a.m. No. So why you are feeling guilty for this? Just take it away. You have tried to teach. It's mean that you have knowledge about it. You understand the things, then you teach. Yes or no? Yes. So don't feel guilty. You can teach this another time to someone else. Okay? Be happy, brother. Don't be guilty for small things or things that make you so bad. Don't think about that. Okay? Good. Now stop. Identify every component that renders something based on the state. Okay? We have to identify the component that renders something based on the state. Okay? Find their closest common parent component above them all in the hierarchy. Decide where is that state should lie. Often you can put this state directly into their common parent. You can also put this state in another component above their common parent. If you can't find a component where it makes sense its own the states, create a new component solely for holding the state and add it somewhere in the hierarchy above the common parent component. Let me tell you what it is. Like actually we have a chance to making two states here, one for searching and one for checkbox. Okay, when the user searched here, where the data of search goes from the hierarchy of our component. Let me erase it or moving further. If we see the hierarchy, we have two way of data, from the checkbox and from the text box. Okay, both the things are present here, search bar, in the search bar. I'm going to making a state here. This is my state. One state store the text, one state store the true or false for checkbox. Okay, I have two state, one state 1 and state 2, and I want to use these two states for rendering, for making this data dynamically. When the user click on this checkbox, okay, when the user click on the checkbox, the states become true. Okay, the states become true, and this data is sent to where, which component is responsible for checkbox. I think from the code, let's see which component, what will happen, what you want to do when this happen. These two things not to be displayed like pumpkin and passion fruit, because this is out of stock, but when it's clicked, only show the product in the stock. Okay, only show the product that is in the stock. Don't want to show this. Who is responsible to showing all this data? Let me show you which who is responsible. Now this rows product table is responsible to showing the data. Okay, product table is responsible, where we like if we are using the props here, if we use the props here, then we are required to changing giving instructions here also to, like, we are going to changing the logics here, like if the user clicked on checked or unchecked. Okay, then we adding one more condition here, like if the item is checked, then we're checking the product dot stocked. If the stocked is true, if the stocked is true, then we going to push it, otherwise we are not going to push it. Okay, okay, understand? We are going to making giving our props here and sending the data to product table, sending the data to product table, and that table is responsible to creating the rows. Although, all right, dear, data to product table. Okay, search bar is responsible to creating the state, and the product table is responsible to using it as the use the data to re-render this thing. Okay, this is our first hierarchy for search bar. Okay, now second thing is what? Now second thing is Oh, I don't want to use this. Okay. Now, second thing is I'm using green color for this. Okay. Now, second is our searching bar. For the search bar, I'm going to use from here only. I have another props or called state for the search. This is our search bar. Okay. And this search bar is to this state is created by the search bar. Okay. Search bar component, and which is using this state. The data of the states used by which will be the using. The same product table is responsible for search bar also. So product table will use the data of search bar, and we are using the use that data here to re-rendering the things. But we are using here for giving one more condition here and pushing only the data that's name is similar. Okay, like this logic makes difficult to making the things to be here. For this time we are not sending the data here, or you can send data to new component new component to uh, searching the data here, and then we renders it here, just like product table but in different way, and using both the component of product table. Okay, in this here we are going to use both the component of product table and creating a new component here, and that will be amazing. Let's try out in reality and check how is it going on. Sorry for delay. Identify every component that render. Okay, we did it. Often it's directly on the common. In the previous step, you find two pieces of state in the application, the search text box and the value of checkbox. In this example, they always appear together, so it makes sense it put them in the same place. Yeah. Now let's run through a strategy then. Identify components that use state. Product table need a filtered product list based on the state. Search text box and character value. Yeah. Search bar need to display the state search in the checkbox. Okay. These two things are here. Like first for product table needs filter product. Okay. And the search bar needs all the things. Find their common parent. The parent component both compound share its product table, and that decides which where the state lives. We will keep the filter table check test value in this. Okay. For both the things, let me tell you again. For both, for text bar, search bar, and the for search bar and the product table. Okay, we are sending data from search bar to product table. These both things are handled by this state with filter product table. So we are going to creating our props, or no, we are going to creating our state in the filter grid product table. Const filter text set filter text. Use state. For now we are just sending the empty, and const in stock only, set in stock only. We are sending the use state as boolean false. Okay, when this state become true, then we are good. Then pass filter text and in stock only to product table and search bar. Okay, in the search bar we are sending the data filter text equals to filter text. We are also taking the data back from the sending data to search bar. Why we are sending the data to search bar? When I send the data to search bar, that will control both the things. Okay. Data to search bar, and we are also sending in stock only equals to stock only. In product table, let me teach you one more hierarchy for creating this. We are using this thing for easy rendering, or for easy easiness. Okay, for the product, both the things are sent from ourselves. Copy this, paste it here. That's it. Okay. After sending this props, actually we send this props to uh, giving the connections between them. Okay, when the data of this is changed there, that's also changed here. Okay, you can start seeing your application will behave filter text initial value to this use state sandbox. Inside search bar, both the things. We are taking it as a props, filter text, then in stock only. Then we also have on. whatever the data we are changing here, the input, the input value of the text, the value will be stored in the filter text. Value will be filter text. In the filter text, whenever the uh, data is typed in the input box, that will send to this. Whenever the type value is checked, the value of checked is only decides by the in stock only from here. In our application, it's not. I think there is a error. Yeah, what's the error? You got unused state is not defined. If I see the components, that's not showing me component. Why? Although, like filter data, filter text, and the in stock, and sending through here like value. Actually, we're required to use the on change method too. Without that method, it's not working. You can start seeing initial use state and use state fruit. It send the code below, and like the search bar, like if I use to go seeing the false. All right, warning. It's giving a warning. You provide a value prop in a field without on change. Handle this way. Render a read only field We are not using on change way to like actually we are not using something like in this. Actually this is a form. Actually this is a form. So to send the data to uh, states, we required to using the changing field like on change whenever the user changing anything in the input boxes, that will reflect in our states. But here it's not working like that. So that's why it's giving a warning sign for the form and search bar. All right, so figure out this error. So we're going to, let's notice the editing of the doesn't work yet. This is a console error in the sandbox above the way. Okay. You provide a value prop field without a on change handler. This will read the data only. It's only read the data and not setting the data. Okay. In the sandbox above, the product table and the search bar read the filter text and the in-stock text props to the reader. The table to render the table, the input and the checkbox. For example, there is how the search bar populate the input. We didn't read the data of search bar. That's why it's not sending to here the value. How? How? Where? Actually, we are sending it as a props, empty props, and that state is totally empty. That's why it's not rendering the data. Okay. So, however, you haven't add any code to respond to the user action like typing yet. Yes. So add inverse data flow. Now we are going to adding an inverse data flow, and whenever the user click here and working with this, and that time it's work. Currently your application render correctly with props and state following down the hierarchy, but to change the state according to user input, you will need to support data flow over other way. The form component deep in hierarchy needs update the state, the uh, filterable product table. React make this data flow explicit, but it required a little more typing than two-way data binding. As I have already discussed, in Angular JS, there was a concept of two-way binding, like when the ng dot model will be changing the input field, that's also reflecting in the client side database, or you can call that as a state, or you can call it as a variable that holds the information. Okay, that's changing from the client side database, and that's a thing like it. We are not using just a single binding, or not using a one way binding, or you can say one way data flow. We are using the two-way data flow whenever the user interacting with the input boxes or any kind of form, that's also reflecting the state, and the state redirect that information to the parent component, so that logics can be appear in the rows and the column. Okay, so guys, if you try to type or check the box in the example above, you will see the React ignores your input. This is intentional, but by writing input value like this, you have set the value prop input, and to always be equal to filter text state passed from this, and this is empty right now, and the filter text state is never set. Yeah, that's why its input never changes. All right, you want to make it so whenever the user changes the form input, the state update and reflect those changes. Yes, that's why we are required to using the two-way binding. For that two-way binding, we are using on-chain event handler. Not event handler. Yes, that's an event handler. That's watchers in the JavaScript in the V8 engines that are using. Okay, this state is owned by the product filterable product table. So only it can call set filter text and the set in stock only the lead search bar update and this table state. You need to pass this function down. Okay, filter text change, on filter text change, set filter text, and on in stock only change. Okay, we are giving permission, both the permissions, like we are giving permission for setting the data and getting the data to our child component. That's it. That's similar to giving permission there. That's amazing. That's amazing. Let's give permission. I want to give permission like uh, set filter text equals to set filter text, and set in stock only equals to set in stock only. We give both the permission here. All right. In the product table, we are not required to give permissions. Like product tables, just getting the data and send it directly. Actually, product table is not responsible to changing the data set. It's only responsible to taking data from their states and work according to that. Okay, for now we give permissions here. Now we are required to change some setting. Okay, in the search bar. In the search bar, we are going to add more filters or props. We just added this props. Now add more props like what? Only on filter change. Props like what? Not on. Set filter text. Why we change the name? Let it be same. Set filter text and set. Actually, set is a thing. Set is a thing. Actually set makes things different. That's the actually set is a predefined value. That's you are not responsible to changing. So I'm going to change the name as like we are not sending us props with the name of set filter change. Let's set it on filter change. On filter change. Uh, filter text on filter text change on in stock only change. Okay, using this on filter text change on in stock change. Okay, using both the things. And how you will use this thing, like when this value is changed on the changing, we are adding more attributes like on change of what, on change of something, call a arrow function, then we are changing the value of on filter change, filter text change, we send the value of t dot target dot value. Okay, We're getting the data value from the uh, text box. Okay, whenever the input of this changes on in stock on change in stock on in stock change, I'm going to set the value as e dot target dot checked. We are getting the data from the checked attribute. We are getting the data from the value attribute. And what will the value attribute? That will be the data from here. That's a thing. So it's becoming more easier to understanding the things, like, okay, for now, for now we have just add on these things. Let's check now. Now application is fully booked. Let's check. But we didn't add the logic for that. I think we need to add one more. Let us see the error. Use state is not defined in build. Wait, why this error is coming? Let me check here. Use state. Do we require to use something else? Okay, we require to import the state first of all. Without importing it, how you can use the states? Okay, component library here. Okay, then I have lots of error. E is not defined at the search bar. 93. The 93, line number 93. The line number 93 is not defined. Actually, E is a parameter, bro. Why not understand this? Actually, E is an event handler. Okay, I didn't use this. Now I think now things work more easy. Let me show you first of all. First of all, I want to show you the show you the what state. There's a states. For that I have states like what? I have multiple states for this. Let me show you. Like product, for the search bar, I have this filter states like I write the apple. Oh, so this is empty right now. When I write like it's it's how it's rendering the data to filter state. Okay. Now if I checked it in stock, it's become true. When I check to false, it's become false. When it's true, then true. When it's true, false, then it's false. Okay, but the data is not changing. For that, we are using the props for here. Let me tell you how we are using the logic. For that we are required to use the logic. Then which kind of logic? Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Wait. Hmm. In the product table, in the product table, which logic will we are going to use? As we send the data in the product table, like both this data, we require to first use it as a props in a filter text and the in stock only. Filter text and in stock only. I have used this data. Okay. Now it's time to use it in another way. Like now I want to show the filter text. If the text is there, now I require to change this all the logics. But not all, but like product here. If my product category, yes, I require products dot for each product product. Actually, product is our variable. So if my product dot name is index box, if product dot name dot to lower case to string dot lowercase dot index of filter text dot to lowercase. This is our condition. This is our condition. If this happen, if my product filter text and the product name is same, is equals to -1 or called null or called what? Or it called, I'm not using this similar. Like for now, I'm just using this. If my product dot name and the index box is -1, not available in the list, name is not available in the list, not available in the list, then return. Otherwise, what we are going to use, if in stock only and product dot stocked. Okay, if the product is true in the stocked component, in the stocked, then it become false, and when both is false, then return. Okay, we are not showing all the data to user, we are only showing the data the users really want. Okay, if my product dot category is not equals to last category, then rows dot push. It's mean that we are not decide the category right now. For now, for that we first of all we are adding the category, then we add another things. Push product category row, we are adding the component here, product category rows. What this component contain, category equals to product dot category. Let me show you the component product category. Product category only needs the category, and let's create the category in that. Okay, product category, and it's need another component, not component, it's called props. Okay, another props of the key. Basically, we are also required to giving the keys to, but it's time to adding the key. Key will be our product dot name. Okay. After this, put this here for good visualization. After this push, we are going to add the last category. Okay. Last category equals to product dot category. Not adding this thing right now, or you can add right now also. After that, we're going to arrows dot push the another rows like here, this kind of rows. To adding this, we are adding the product rows. Really, this is our component, so this component will be the self-closing. Okay, and this product row. Let me show you the product row. Product row needs one props of product, and that will be split on their own basis. But product will be only when it will. Okay, actually, this is very important to know. Whatever the condition, we are not adding the condition behind. We're adding the condition as much as possible. Okay. Now, for now, we're just sending the product as a product that we received. Then key will be our product name. Product name will be the key. So that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. After that, we return and our last category equals to product dot category. So we each time, so we each time work with this. Let's check our application work properly or not. Okay. For now, this is our prop which has all the category. Search bar, there is a no props. We have props with filter data in stock, all the thing. If I search for Apple, this become Apple. It's not showing the data. I don't know why it's not showing. Basically, I did one mistake. Let's check what's that. Okay, it's work. It's able to send the data in proper way. At the time of receiving the data, it also works at the time of receiving the data. And we are sending, giving a connections to here. When we further send the data from here, that's also work for product table. Actually, product table is not updating. That's the problem. Do we making any mistake? Yes, we are taking product table as an object. That's okay. At the time of return, we return the table with the table and the rows that we created. Okay, that's also good. Initially, it's null. Products dot for each. What's the mistake? I'm not able to see. Pro induct two lowercase index of -1. I think there is a mistake. Let me check from the code base. Oh, oh, we did use this thing. Now it's working. Okay, now it's working. It's working in properly. It works properly. It works properly. Let me show you the state here for the search bar. If I put anything, PPLA, like if I search for P, it has lot of options. Like it's not only showing the data that's start with P, it's also show the data that has P. But the error is like it show fruit one day and the vegetable, then again vegetable. Why it's giving this error? Why don't we change it here only? No, it's giving it's same for here. Oh God, did you say what happened right now? It's not updating, but this program is updating all this thing, but my program is not. Like if I search here, basically it's not cleared the previous data from the. Every time it calls up, it's not making it null. Why this error is coming? Because of this. It's not changing the first state of data. Actually, there is a error is not that's giving only to me. Like whenever clicking here, the previous data is not cleaning up. Like if I click here, then the category is showing again and again. Let me check the condition for category. Where I'm using this inside the for loop, yes, for each loop, and I'm changing the last category to product dot category dot category. Yes, I'm using it. Still, it's giving an. Oh my god! I don't like this simple error, but it's killing me a lot. So time consuming, bro. The issue lies in a key prop. Use the product category row in your code. Specify the key of product category row is incorrect. Like set product name. Oh, It's product category. Now it's, oh god, now it's giving error by this. Oh my god, oh my god. Let me check what's the category they key they are following up. Product dot category and product. I'm used wrong way. Like key will be for the category. My product dot category will be the my key, and for this my product. Oh, and my product dot name will be my key. I used in a wrong way. Let's see it's worked or not. Hey, it's working. Perfect. 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 So guys, we just completed our simple stock management, or not stock management. It's a product filtering application that's filter your data by using props and the state management, and we used lot of resources, like how we are using how we are converting our user interface to components, and we follow all these 5 steps to completing this, to making any kind of React application, like breaking the UI and the component hierarchy, then step 2 to building the static version of React, then step 3, then find the minimal but complete representation of UI state, then we identify where your states should lie, then we add inverse data flow. Like it's amazing, like inverse data flow is amazing, like how we are using the two-way binding in React.js, that's mind-blowing. And how it's working, like this was our initial user interface. Then we have to search option. We added search option like item list and price and stock. We played very well this night. So now, and we counted how many components we all have, and we worked on each component and creating the parent and the child component, and worked for both. Okay, and we focused on the code also, like how code hierarchy is working. Then we focused on all the components and the state management, like we uh, draw this meshy chaos, lot of chaos is here, and we work for each the state management, and we really love this application making. So guys, let me give you last look to this application. It's looking so simple without any CSS, but the backend, client side backend is strong. We're basically focusing on this. Okay, let me show you the component from here, like this. Like we have these product props, all these props. Then we worked on search bar. In the search bar, when the user, and search bar storing the props, like here product, like filter text in stock. Let me show you these props from our code base. Uh, 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 uh. For this prop for here, like this, our prop is product, then product, and all the data for product is here. And who is giving the props to product? The data is coming from the main application from the product as a props, and that props is showing me here, like all the data. Okay, next this is sending this props, And this component filter product table has one more hook, or called hook is actually there is holding two hooks. One is state of which is holding two hooks. Let me show you. Let me show you. Wait for it. Yeah, we have one state filter text hook, and next one is in stock only hook. Uh, okay, this is state management using these hooks. Okay, use state hook, and that's it. And working on that, like its initial value is false. If I write the initial value to Apple here, and that will be showing me here. Let me show you the Apple. Okay, and for the initial application, it's only showing the data for Apple for initially. It's not showing you data for full like this. Wow. When I refresh it, it's only show the Apple. If I cut the data, then it's showing the full applications. Okay, that's a magic of hook and all the things. Okay. Uh, next is what? Next is product, not search bar. If I render you to the search bar, in the search bar, let me show you. We have four props. Yes, we have four props. One is filter text. Next is in stock false. Its initial value is false because we sent it through the send data to search bar component with props of filter text box, and the initial value of filter text box is null. That's why it's showing null to the search bar as a null. And the stock box and the in stock only props, the initial value is false. That's why it's showing in false. And one more thing, one more, and the set filter text. It's a search bar has both the operations to setting up the data and retrieving the data, both the thing. Okay, search component. Or if search component, we are not using the just like we use the filter text, same text for both the variable or not the props name and the value name, but for using this is becoming like case. No, it is it a set is a keyword. That's why you would not sending like a set filter text to equals to set filter text. We you change the variable name to on filter text box. That is a point to be remember. Okay, we always send the data and receive the data in object format. I did this mistake last day and it take me half an hour to figure it out. Like it's giving some small errors in the initial time to learning React and the syntax. So after 15 to 10 days, it's become uh, easier. It's become hands-on. Okay. Now whenever I send the data from here, like set filter text, it's becoming like bond. It's a two-way binding. This is a point how React, like React.js, use the concept of AngularJS 2.1 that I learned in the last month that like AngularJS using the MVVC architecture to building up the framework for building up the front end application for in that way that's using two-way binding to watchers function of v8 engine, and that's also used here. And that's thing like bond, it's a connection between both the component to the state. Actually that's a connection. Okay, bond to this. If I click here, does anything happen? Oh, that's giving me some another address. That's become so confusing for now. Okay, next is in stock, that also working the same. Oh man. Okay, now we are focusing on the product table. In the product table, that's big, that's controlling the application's logic, this application's logic. Okay, basically today I learned this whenever there is a multiple condition, we're required to catch it earlier and return the application. Otherwise, it's become hard to accessing all these condition in the same condition. I mean, the same function or like you know how it become chaos. To remember to holding this chaos to from like we use this condition as initial and return the uh, application that's not required to that statement. Okay, so then that's simple. Like it's using the prop like product, filter text, and in stock that we have here. Okay, when I change something here, like if I click Apple, like our condition become here, and it's showing another level of conditions and all this fruit like apple only. So that's amazing. Like it's how it's working. Next we have product table. In the product table, that's our search. So guys, that's set for today. That's set for today. It's time to play basketball. So I'm going ground, going not ground at that court, basketball court, and play that game for 3 to 4 hours rigorously and making our body sweater. So guys, good to see you again here, and we came back next night. So see you guys. Tada, bye bye.